people like you. And as I'm very much interested in the field of ELT, though I don't have any long experience in teaching English anywhere. And we have Pravas all the way from Bangalore. So ma'am is there. Dr. Sonali ma'am is there already with us, and Behra sir also, keynote speaker and chief guest.
Okay.
Please,
So, namaskar to Sonali ma'am and Behra sir. I'm Pravas Krishna from Bangalore, and it's a great pleasure to see you on the platform. That's it. Thank you so much for all the session. Please go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Now it's 10:32, 2 minutes past. Shall we wait a little bit, 1 or 2 minutes more till our participants join? Now we have very less number of participants till they join. Ma'am, sir,
Yes.
Vera, sir, shall we wait a little bit?
Yes, sir.
Next 2
Why
minutes.
not? Why not?
You just let me know when all the participants get in so that we can really start with the program.
Sure, sure. And today, actually, it's a very much blessed day for everybody. Today is a blessed Sunday, Friendship Day. And for us, Sambalpuria, western part of Odisha, it is Sambalpuri Day, 1st August. So we have multiple number of occasions today. So, Samir sir is there, Nimai sir is there, Shanta ma'am is there. Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me? Good morning.
Yes, I can hear
Shanta,
you.
ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, ma'am?
I'm fine. I'm good. Thank you, sir. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. And ma'am has been waiting for you. And
I
sir
know.
is there,
I know.
Behra sir is there with.
Okay.
Yes.
So how is the weather in Odisha now? What is the, present condition? Is it raining?
Yeah,
Today
yesterday it was
somehow
raining.
we are
Today it's cloudy, I think.
yes, partially cloudy. A little bit we are relieved from 4 days rain.
Okay. So is it because of the rains that the participants are not joining, or it's something else? Because it's a Sunday and it's a fun day.
They join in large number. I think they'll be joining soon. Yeah, of course, it's a Sunday. They want to have fun also.
Okay.
And
so we are also going to have
some
fun here. We are also going to have fun here.
sure.
Maybe virtual fun, right? Yes.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. And ma'am was asking you, Behra sir, that as you are teaching at Sundargarh Government College, ma'am is born there, means in Kanspahal, Sundargarh. She is born and brought up here only.
Yeah, great to know that.
Yeah, it's my privilege to be from Odisha. I was born in the Sundargarh district, a very, very cozy place, Kansbahal, hardly few kilometers away from Rourkela. And I happen to be a student of my school education. I have been from Sundargarh district only. I did my schooling from there. So when I saw the name of Mr. Behra from Rourkela, somehow I had some connections, strong connections with Mr. Professor Pitambar Behra. When I saw you connected to my place, I don't know, some affinity, some positive vibes. I really connected immediately. I was flooded with memories, with a lot of memories of Kansbahan. Right.
You have fond memories with your native place, of course, always.
Yes, I do have very fond memories of Kansbahan. Yes. So,
and Mandira Dam is there, which is quite a nice place, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Mandira Dam. Yes, I know. Yes. So shall we begin? It's 6 minutes past already. So yes, Pravasa.
Okay.
Pravasa, can you hear me?
Sonali ma'am, by the way, where are you based out from? You're from Calcutta or you're?
Yeah, right now I'm in Calcutta only. Though I was traveling throughout India because my father was at L&T before. He was at Larsen and Toubro, and later he joined Damanjodi Nalco, that is National Aluminium Company Limited. We were
I'm
at
from-
Damanjodi also. That is
I'm from
Koraput
that place.
district.
Yeah, I'm from Koraput, ma'am. I'm
You're from Koraput, Sonabeda.
Yes.
Yes.
Sonabeda,
yeah, it's-
Damanjodi, Potangi,
Damanjodi,
Sandiguda. I was a
Sindiguda. Yes.
I'm a
all
travel
these
guide over
areas.
there. No, I was a travel guide over there. I can run you through all this. Sonabeda, Samandodi,
Jaipur.
all of
Jaipur. Yes. It is
So
such
it's
a
a
lovely
wonderful,
place.
a wonderful journey from Bengal to Bargad. Huh?
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. It's nice to meet
Uh,
Prabhas Khosla, Mr. Prabhas
Ma'am.
Khosla. Yes.
Ma'am, it's a wonderful and great joy for me to be here and listening to you, and of course to my all dear participants, and wonderful thing, ma'am. It's my privilege and I'm blessed to talk to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Same here.
Okay.
Same here.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Now, the participants will be joining later on slowly. So I take this privilege to introduce our chief guest and keynote speaker of today's webinar, respectively. So first of all, I'd like to introduce our chief guest, and he's loving Mr. Pitambar Behra, sir. Sir is from Sambalpur, Manesar, and he is from exactly Naksapali. Sir is an assistant professor of English, OES 1, Government College, Sundargarh District, Department of Higher Education, Odisha. Sir is a PhD scholar at Center for Linguistics, JNU, New Delhi. Sir is pursuing PhD. And I'd like to talk about his qualification. Sir has done MA in English from GM University, the reputed university of Odisha, which is at Sambalpur. Sir has, in the year 2012, Sir has done MPhil in computational linguistics from JNU New Delhi, 2015. He has also done a degree, BEd, in ELT, English Language Teaching, from the renowned university EFLU, Hyderabad, in the year 2013. And currently, as I said once, that he's pursuing PhD from JNU New Delhi. Sir has a lot of experiences working with different organizations, different colleges. He did, and I would say a bit about that. Sir has worked with Google as a junior linguist, Hindi. He has worked as a freelance translator and proofreader in Knowledge Works Private Limited. Prior to that, with that, he has got such a vast experience working with different organizations. He has also taught in different institutions of Sambalpur. He has worked with Takshashila Institute, Sambalpur, as a teacher of English. And Sir has also worked as a teacher of English at Bishoi Institute, Sambalpur. Sir has presented so many papers, poems, book chapters to different national and international journals of repute. And currently, as I said, Sir is working as an assistant professor of English. And Sir, main area of research is computational linguistics. And I'm really so honored and privileged to have Sir. I had a talk with him 1 year back, more than 1 year back on FB, I still recall. And I really am so thankful to Sir. And I welcome you, sir, to our webinar. There, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And now,
thank you, Manoj. Thank you, Manoj, for your nice and generous introduction. Esteemed Sonali Madam, who is our keynote speaker, and Prabhas sir, I would like to present my topic. So, can you actually give the permission to share my screen?
Yes, yes, just a minute, sir. Yes, just a minute, sir. Let me make you the host. Just a second, Behra, sir. Just a second.
I am the host.
Behra, sir, just a second. Yes, yes. Behra, sir.
Yeah.
Just a second. The background noise is coming. I have to mute.
Is it from my side?
No.
No, sir.
Manoj sir, I think Behra sir already got the access of presenter.
Yeah, I have got the access.
Yeah, we are just confirming.
I am
you,
presenting.
Mr. Manoj. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And just a minute, sir. Just a minute. Can I take Behra, sir?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, can I take 1 minute more?
Yeah, of course. Why not?
Yeah. So now our keynote speaker of the webinar today, I'd like to introduce, and she's a very loving and caring Dr. Sonali Chakrabarti, ma'am, all the way from Kolkata. As I told, she is born and brought up in Odisha. She is an ELT trainer and resource person, having long association of 14 years with Micro Access Scholarship Program by the Relo US Embassy. She is an alumnus of Texas Intensive English Program, Austin, US. Currently, she conducts faculty development program at global level. She is attached to a government school in West Bengal, and she holds MA in English Literature and ELT, MPhil in Black American Poetry, and PhD in American Literature. She has undergone so many courses from Maryland University, then Baltimore University of the US. Thank you so much, ma'am. And we are looking forward to hearing from you, ma'am. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation.
So can you all actually see my screen?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's visible.
this is
Sir.
fine.
Yes, please.
Sir, could you please zoom off your screen because it comes half. Somewhere you have to click the
Okay.
button. Yeah.
Yeah, I have already zoomed in.
So what's
All
the
right.
all the participants, rest of the thing, you can see the entire screen, or it's been half part or 25%?
The first page, yeah, it's visible. First page.
Because I can say demi-facing barrier, then the words are not visible.
Yeah. Is it visible now?
Yeah, it's wonderful, sir.
Now
Go
it's
ahead.
clear.
It's clear. Go ahead.
Okay. So the topic of my presentation is demystifying. Yeah. Okay. So should I make it horizontal mode? Should I make it in horizontal mode? Yeah. All right. Okay. So the topic of my presentation is demystifying barriers to English pronunciation. So as you know that English language is quite essential to everybody because this is a global world, and English is a global language because it has more than 400 million native speakers of English spread across US and Europe. And also it has around 1.6 billion of people who are actually the second language speakers or third language speakers spread across the whole world, which is around a quarter of the total population of the world. And apart from this, English is the gateway to employability. As you know that if you are quite good at communicating in English, then you have a better chance to be employed in different industries, especially in MNCs and other related fields. English is also the road to higher education because you see that most of the books that are written for higher education purposes are written in actually English language. Apart from this, we have English, which actually broadens our horizon, mental horizon. And lastly, English is a lingua franca, which can actually establish a connection between two language speakers. For example, this situation can be better explained in the context of a person who is from North India and he goes to actually South India. And there you will find that Hindi is more or less a sort of lingua franca, which actually which actually establishes the connection between two speakers, be it Marathi speaker or a South Indian speaker, or be it an Odia speaker in the south or an Odia speaker who doesn't know Hindi in the north belt. So English plays a very important role in establishing connection between two different speakers who don't know a common language apart from English. So we have different types of barriers to communication. So for example, we have the barriers like sender barrier, we have the encoding barrier, we have the medium barrier, we have the decoding barrier and receiver barrier, and feedback barrier. So as you know that communication is the process which actually has two aspects, the encoding aspects and the decoding aspect. And in between we have the message, which has to be actually communicated between two persons, addressee and addressor. All right, so why is English pronunciation essential? We need to discuss about this. Okay, firstly, to make the process of communication more effective, we need to have English pronunciation accurately or correctly. Secondly, to improve the intercultural and inter-country communication scenario. For example, if we have a sort of trade deal or an agreement between two countries or culturally or ethnically two different sort of people, then we need to have actually a better communication so far as English as a lingua franca is concerned. Similarly, we have the third aspect, which is to ensure the comprehensibility of the language. For example, if we are speaking and if we are taking a wrong accent, then probably this will actually lead to communication barrier and communication or information gap, and the addressor will not be able to comprehend the language properly. Fourthly, we have in order to project the professional image of one's personality. For example, if we are highly qualified and if you get these kinds of pronunciations quite wrong, then probably you have a sort of personality damage which you will incur. Okay, so this can be explained in this telephonic conversation scenario, which is taken from this SECC course from OSHEC Orissa. All right. So, for example, we have a conversation, a discursive conversation between agent and customer on a telephonic conversation. So the agent says that the problem is due to poor network, madam. So, for example, here that agent actually intermixes both "b" and "p," or probably "b." Then the information gap is there. So the customer gets this poor network instead of poor network. The customer says, what network? Because the customer doesn't comprehend this particular message clearly. And the customer hears this this particular word as poor network instead of poor network. Okay. Then agent says, poor network, madam? Customer says, I'm sorry, I don't understand. And consequence is that the agent confuses the "p" sounds with the "b" sounds and vice versa. This will result in increased call handling time, and the customer will get frustrated as she is unable to comprehend the agent. All right. We have different pronunciation barriers as well. So you see, we have 4 skills, broadly speaking, the skills like LSRW. And we have active skills and also passive skills. Active skills are like writing and speaking. And we have reading and listening, which are clubbed under the passive skills. All right, so pronunciation is a sub-skill which can be categorized under speaking skill. So you see, these pronunciation barriers are like first language interference. Although so far as learning a second language or third language or any other language is concerned, first language is not a barrier. But so far as pronunciation is concerned, and especially in the context of speaking, then this particular aspect of first language or mother tongue plays a very crucial role, because we take all the sounds from our first language or mother tongue and then we actually overgeneralize in our own scenario of learning a second language or a third language. All right. So we have here in our context, in the context of Orissa, we have mother language, we have mother tongue, which is Sambalpuri. Okay, more or less the Western Oriya speakers actually speak mother tongue, which is Sambalpuri. And also we have a first language, which is the recognized language, that is Oriya. And we have second language, a third language based on the level of proficiency, that can be Hindi or that can be English. All right. So you see, in English language teaching scenario also, we have actually categorized this mother tongue and first language. But whenever there is a kind of curriculum designing that happens, they actually don't care about the difference between mother tongue and first language. And as a result, what happens is that, you see, we actually apply our mother tongue as a sort of interlingua in order to learn the language or first language and second language or third language. So what happens is, because our mother tongue is not recognized, and there is no any books, reading books available for the students in a mother tongue. That is why we actually try to learn English concepts through our first language. So instead, we should be learning our third language or second language through our mother tongue, because mother tongue plays a very crucial role in learning the concepts. All right. So here in our Odisha context, what happens is we actually learn English as our target language so far as pronunciation is concerned, and also we take all these concepts of pronunciation, concepts of sounds from our mother tongue and first language, both the languages. That is
Mr.
Sambalpuri.
Speaker, I'm sorry to put you just hold for a little while.
Mhm,
A lot of
mhm.
people are trying to join, but they are not able to join. So if you just wait for some while and will include everybody, then that will be wonderful. If you don't mind.
All right. So
Yeah.
should I stop here, or
Just
you can take
for
it?
a while, sir. Sorry for the interaction. Just for a while, Mr. Manoj, check it
All
out.
right, all
Why
right.
we are not able to give access to a lot of people are waiting to join the webinar.
Sure. Yes, I think they are sending me. They are telling me that actually there is a problem that you're not letting us in the meeting. But actually,
No.
I'm not
You
getting.
click on the participants, and then you have a
Yeah,
invite. Click on the invite link. Then you copy the link and send. Maybe they would be trying the second link. Another possibility.
Mhm,
Understand?
right. That could be the
So
reason.
in order to
Perhaps.
clear off the clouds, just go to participants, and then you have there's a button called invite. Click on that, and then it will allow
Yes,
you
yes, sir.
to copy the link, and put into the
Yes.
respective mode of communication. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Yes.
And urge
Obviously, you
them
can do.
to pop into this link rather than whatever link they are trying. And I'm speaker. I'm really
Okay.
sorry, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, no problem. No
Because the
problem.
more
Prabhas, sir.
participant would be better, because they will take
Mhm, right.
advantage of the session. So just
Yeah, sure.
hope you're getting some people's invite or request, Mr. Manoj.
Yeah, many are requesting, but let me see.
There's an admit button, right? Click on that. Strike the button.
Yeah, but actually, it's not showing.
No, if at all you
Anyway,
go
let me try.
no. The message will pop up to you one by one who would be stepping into or who are in the lobby waiting.
Yes.
So just admit it,
Yes,
because
of course. But
we are very. You're getting
in
that?
waiting room, actually, it shows, but it's not showing in waiting room. I don't know what happened. It technically went wrong.
Jesus.
Perhaps technically went wrong. But I have shared link with everyone, and I have clearly told them to join the first link.
Yeah, if you send that
But,
link, I
maybe,
think they don't have to wait for your permission. They would join straightforward to the session, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
If that is the situation, please request Mr. Speaker to continue, por favor, please.
Sure.
All right.
Yes.
Once again, beg your pardon, sir. Please continue now. Sorry for the cut you short.
No problem, sir.
Yeah.
All right. So we were discussing about pronunciation barriers. So as I told you that we have first language interference from our mother tongue and first language both. Along with this, we have geographical influence. For example, I belong to Odisha, so I will be having definitely different types of features of our geography. For example, different kinds of sounds I will utter according to my own geographical area, and also according to my own mother tongue, which I speak here in this part. And I will be having some sort of different sorts of features than a speaker from the Eastern Odisha who speaks this language, that is English. Apart from this, we have Canadian speakers who are, different so far as their accent is concerned and pronunciation is concerned. Similarly, we have African speakers, Australian speakers, and these are actually international varieties of English. All right, so we have a third feature, which is socio-economic impacts. For example, if I am quite well off economically and socially, then probably I have a better chance to speak English because I will be having more chances of getting acquainted with English language. And fourthly, we have educational influence. For example, if I am better off socio-economically, then I will be having better chance of getting into good schools and getting good educational qualification. And I will be having a better chance of pronouncing English language well. Similarly, we have climatic influence. For example, a speaker from Canada or a speaker from US and Europe, they have a better chance of speaking English language by actually not quite opening their mouth clearly. But on the other hand, we have, sorry. Okay. All right. So climatic influence plays a very important role so far as pronunciation barriers are concerned. We have some common mistakes that I would like to tell to our audience. For example, mistake number one, we actually pronounce the heteronyms the same way. For example, here, the first example is the I read one chapter of the novel every day. And the second one is I read one chapter of the novel yesterday. So these kinds of heteronyms are really tricky because if you read the context, then you will get which one is read and which one is read. Mistake number two is pronouncing each vowel in only one way. For example, R-O-S-E, that is a rose, which is an L sound, that is a diphthong. And we have wolf. And the third one, the same O sound, is pronounced as lose. So mistake number three, pronouncing a particular syllable in a single way. For example, the in then and path. So here in the first example, that is then, is the same th sound, that is the spelling, the same spelling of here in than is becoming the, that is then, and path, this one is the. So theta and the. All right. So mistake number four, pronouncing silent letters. For example, honest are, for example, used and used to here. In the second used to, the sound is dropped and it becomes silent. For example, used to. And in the first one, it is actually pronounced. All right. We have, since we have already talked about barriers to communication and pronunciation and why English language is quite essential, we need to talk about different techniques of improving our English pronunciation. So these are actually 6 steps, common steps for the students of English as to how to actually improve their pronunciation. For example, first one is we need to actually listen carefully and attentively to podcasts, for example, BBC and all kinds of news articles and news readers. For example, we have Washington Post. We need to read these kinds of news articles, and also we need to watch videos carefully and listen the pronunciation and their different accents. Secondly, which is quite personal, because you need to personally train yourself by recording your own speech sounds and listen them very carefully, and how you are performing, whether you sound like a native speaker or you are sounding like a normal speaker of Indian English, or a speaker from Odisha, for example, this way we can put it. Then we also need to actually impart the education to students about IPA phonetic chart, because this is quite important and crucial, because without the knowledge of that, we actually cannot make the students learn about different sounds. And apart from this, we need to also use a very good dictionary like Oxford, Cambridge, and Merriam-Webster's in order to know about these kinds of symbols, the stress, phonetic transcription and phonemic transcription. Also, we need to have some regular speaking exercises like tongue twisters, breaking down the words into syllables and chunking your sentences this way. Then we need to develop some linguistics knowledge, like knowledge about stress, intonation, and minimal pairs. All right, this way we can actually improve our pronunciation and also the pronunciation of students who are at the tertiary age or at the higher education level even. All right, so further recommendations can be made regarding the pronunciation improvement. For example, both segmental and suprasegmental features must be taught to the learners. Of course, at a higher level, I'm not recommending at a very lower level, because students at a lower level will not get this information right. An oral examination must be conducted by the teacher with scoring just for 2 to 3 minutes for each student to check their proficiency level in English pronunciation. In addition, we need to have easy access to digital dictionaries. For example, we have different digital versions of Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary, Cambridge Dictionary, Merriam-Webster's Dictionary, and also we have different other dictionaries which are available online. And we need to utilize those kinds of dictionaries for better pronunciations. We have teachers who must keep up-to-date knowledge of newly developed research and pedagogical implications. Native models of pronunciation, large variety of pronunciation software, movie clips, and phonetic videos must be stocked with other assisting materials inside the classroom instead of language lab. And we need to concentrate on the funda, I would say, that is less time, more progress, which should be kept in mind of the teacher, which is possible just by technological actually normalization. So far as IPA chart is concerned, we have this chart I have derived for English. Here we have different sounds. We have different sounds of vowels initially, and also we have sounds of consonants. And as you know that we have around 20 vowel sounds and around 24 consonant sounds. And out of these 20 vowel sounds, we have 12 monophthongs and 8 diphthong sounds. And we have different consonant sounds. So we need to actually differentiate between the long vowel and the short vowel, so far as vowels are concerned. And also between the central vowels like or these kinds of vowels. And also we need to differentiate between the monophthongs and diphthongs. For example, these diphthongs are quite crucial. For example, ue, oi, ew, e, I, ow, these kinds of sounds must be actually taught to the students with better exercises and training. All right. Apart from this, we need to also concentrate on these consonant sounds, like, for example, here, tha and the, ta and the, and sha, and also ja. For example, pleasure, sabotage. So this ja sound is quite tricky. Even ELT practitioners also cannot actually pronounce well. Some ELT practitioners also find it quite difficult to pronounce this ja sound, like pleasure and sabotage and different sounds related to this. All right, so we need to actually make the students practice through word pairs. For example, we have this word pairs like sugar and idea. For example, EA here in C is longer E, and here in idea is actually 2 vowels, right? Similarly, we have heave and heaven. We have frown and blown. We have tout and vowed. We have cushion and million. For example, chair and chaos. Here, cha are 2 different. The first one is cha. The second one is ka. Similarly, we have polka and talk. We have warm and storm. We have people and leopard. We have laugh and ghost. All right. Similarly, we have minimal pairs, like we have word initial pairs to distinguish between 2 sounds. And also we have word medial sounds, we have word final kinds of sounds. For example, the first table here talks about the word initial sounds like bin and pin, bill and pill, bat and pat, beat, peed, bug, puck, bear, hair. Then we have bet, pet, balm, palm, ben, pen, best, pest. We have word medial kinds of sounds like caught, cut, caught, fair, fair, and far, sam, some, zalm, wheat, wet, wit, shown, shone, shown, beat, bid, bed, fill, feel, fell, led, laid, lad, cut, cut, and curd, pull, pool, paul. We have word final sounds like base and bathe, breeze
Excuse
and
me,
breathe,
sir. Behra sir,
choose
just a second.
and soothe. Yes,
Excuse me, sir.
yeah,
I just want to
yeah, yeah.
tell all the audience to join the second link that begins at 11:10. It means the first session which you are taking will
Mhm.
get over at 11:10 sharply. So it will take only 2 minutes more to get over. Okay, thank you, sir.
Mhm. So should I also join the another link, or we will be here?
Yeah, yes,
Manoj?
we will join, sir.
Yeah, you need to
Yes.
also, Mr. Speaker, you need to also step into another link which we will be sharing some
Oh,
of.
okay.
Yeah, because this is only only for 40 minutes. So
Yeah. Around 40 minutes. Yeah. Mhm.
thank you for your
Yes.
All right.
patience.
All right. So should we actually transfer to that other link?
So
Now.
that would be better. That would be better.
Will
Yeah,
there be a
it's
new
around
link or the
11:09.
same link? Will there
No.
be a new link or the same link?
Sonali ma'am, there would be a new link. So somebody will
One
be sharing you the
link
link.
is there.
Okay. Just share it then with me so that it's easy.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. So Manoj gave me the access to actually host this. I mean, to present this.
Sure.
All right.
Okay,
To the
sure.
in the other link. All right. Mhm.
Yes.
So
Behra
he'll be
sir, can you
sharing
hear
soon.
me?
In between, Mr. Yeah, he's in, Mr. Manoj. Maybe he's, trying to share it. In between, keep on accessing the people. Keep on giving the access to all the people.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, you start on doing the
I'm
technical
doing
part.
it, but
Go ahead, please. So there should be maximum number of participants.
yeah, sir has joined. Now audio connected. I don't know what happened.
No, he's already there. He's already there.
So, should we present now?
Yeah, sir, why don't you go ahead and
Yeah.
share your decks?
Yeah. Mhm.
And just you just keep the deck ready, and in between, let's see how many have been joined. Because we are
Yeah,
encountering
actually,
a little bit of technical glitches today. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I could see students are popping in. A wonderful thing. Good. Is Sonali ma'am in? Mr. Manoj, did you broadcast across the link to Dr.
no,
Sonali? Please.
yes, of course. Yes,
She's
it
not
has
in.
been shared already. She's
Okay.
not in. She's trying.
I'm copying and
She's trying.
pasting the link over here. If anybody has Dr. Sonali's number, you can share the link. Okay, here is the link.
Let
for
me
the meet.
share. Let me share once again.
Yeah, I could see a lot many people. Udit sir not yet joined. Samir is there. Udit sir is there. Nazim, okay. Chitra sir, yeah, good.
I have sent, ma'am. The second link I have already sent. Yesterday
Yeah.
only I sent it, but I don't know what happened.
No, what happened? Sometimes it get deleted also, no? So sometimes it's difficult to
Yes,
find
I'm
out where
trying.
is the
She's
link.
trying.
So instant sending is much more advisable. Okay, so you can just
Yeah, we have
reshare
some
it.
technical issues. I don't know what happened today.
Just put a word over there, ma'am. This is the link. Why don't you strike and get in?
Yeah, I've done it.
Thank you.
I've done it anyway.
Okay, should I continue, sir?
Yeah. So let's go ahead then.
Yeah, yes, please, sir.
Yeah, I'll be monitoring and I'll let you know when she join. Meantime, please kickstart. Guys, once again, welcome to the second sessions, and sorry for the technical snacks. So, Mr. Speaker, please continue.
Yeah. So we need to identify a syllable in order to actually have a good pronunciation. So we need to identify the syllables like monosyllabic words, in disyllabic words, and in polysyllabic and trisyllabic words. All right. So for example, we have names, right? So we have different participants here. So can someone actually tell me his or her name now from the student side?
Yeah, my name is Pravas. Pravas.
Yeah. So I wanted a student's name.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nimai is there.
Bharani.
Nimai, go ahead, Nimai, please.
Nimai. Okay, so Ni-ma-i. So
yes.
here we have 3 syllables. Ni, ma, I. For example, we have Manoj, ma, Noj. We have 2 syllables. We have Prabhas. We have 2 syllables. My name is Pitambar. So we have Pitambar. We have 3 syllables. So this way we need to actually identify the syllables of a particular word. How many syllables that particular word does have. This will actually makes the pronunciation aspect quite simple to actually know. Are they monosyllabic, disyllabic, syllabic, or polysyllabic? Hat.
Monosyllabic
Yeah,
hat.
mono. Yeah, monosyllabic word. So because the reason is that we can pronounce this particular word at a single stretch of our voice. That is hat. Similarly, we have wrist and king. So we have these 3 words which are monosyllabic words. Similarly, we have the second stretch of words. Here we have water, we have pension, we have cooker, we have feline, we have falter. So these kinds of words are actually disyllabic words because water. pension. We have cooker, feline. We have falter. All right. Similarly, we have here trisyllabic words like computer, Microsoft, defensive. Similarly, we have polysyllabic words like examination. Similarly, we have technology. We have malnutrition. All right. So we need to identify these kinds of syllables in order to actually get our syllables right and pronunciation right. So after getting the syllables, we need to identify the stress. For example, we have two types of stress generally. We have primary stress and we have secondary stress. Rule one is like, for example, disyllabic nouns and adjectives have primary stress on their first syllables. For example, we have nouns like filter. We have disyllabic nouns. So here we have the stress will be on the first syllable, like fill. Here it will be the stress. So the primary stress will be on the first syllable of these disyllabic nouns. And also if we have adjectives like better, for example, better, better. Here also we have the stress that will be on better. Similarly, we have rule 2, and the stress will be on penultimate syllables in polysyllabic words like television. So here we have television. We have 4 syllables, right? And the stress is on the penultimate syllable. Penultimate is the last from the second last from the last syllable. Here we have geographic. Similarly, we have rule 3. Stress will be on anti-penultimate syllables in polysyllabic words like photography, democracy. Similarly, we have rule 3, where we have compound nouns and they have stress on the first syllables if they are nouns. If they are adjectives, they will be having at the medial sound, and if they are verbs, they will be having at the last syllable. For example, we have blackbird. Those are nouns, and the stress is on the first word, that is black, and first syllable also. Here we have greenhouse, and the stress is on green. Similarly, we have bad tempered. If it is an adjective, it will be, the focus will be on, or the stress will be on the second part of this word, that is tempered. Similarly, we have old fashioned. So the stress will be on fashion. All right. Similarly, we have verbs like understand and overflow. So the stress will be on stand and flow. Similarly, we need to have a focus on intonation patterns. So intonation is a contours of speech. For example, in declarative statements, we have a falling tone. For example, the sun rises in the east. So we don't have a sort of rising tone here, or there is no any zigzag pattern of the contours of speech that you are using. So it's quite flat. Similarly, we have interrogative sentences. We have interrogative sentences, and in interrogative open-ended questions, we have drop down at the end, while in close-ended questions, we have a rising tone at the end. For example, questions like, what are you doing? It's a close-ended one. And open-ended like yes or no types of questions. When items are presented in a particular order, we notice that there is an upward inflection with each one until the final item, where there is usually a downward step. And the stress changes the meaning. Example, I did not join the job, someone else did, which means the person I did not join the job. In his place or her place, someone else did it. And the stress really changes the meaning of a particular sentence. So we need to also focus on stress. Along with that, we need to also focus on intonation. So for example, it's a commonly applied tongue twisters, because tongue twisters are a good way of mastering in a particular language. For example, here we have Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? This way. Betty bought some butter, but she said the butter's bitter. if I put it in my batter, I will make my batter bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my batter better. So first, a better Betty Botter bought a bit of better but. This way, actually, we can make the students learn English pronunciation through tongue twisters like this. All right. So chunking is a part of speaking activity, and since pronunciation is a sub skill of speaking skill, that is why we need to also focus on chunking. So chunking is like grouping the words according to their phrases and according to the pace. For example, here we have the ongoing UN General Assembly marking the global body's 75th anniversary comes at a time when, with COVID-19 infecting more than 31 million people worldwide and killing in excess of 970,000, the international community ought to be stepping up cooperation to tame the disease, as well as the biggest economic calamity since the Great Depression that has come in its wake. Instead, the world finds itself the most polarized in decades. The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres did right to warn global leaders that a new Cold War means moving the world in a very dangerous direction. The question is whether anybody is heeding the warning. So this way, we need to chunk different groups, different phrases, and different idiomatic expressions in phrases, so as to make this speaking activity and pronunciation activity quite easier. So these are my references, and thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to us and explaining about the pronunciation and the barriers that we face when we speak English or this international language. And really, it was a very wonderful today that we had some technical issue that I could not sort it out. Always, I should not say. We receive more than 40 number of participants, but I don't know. Somehow we got a problem, sir. And but you explained to us about the different sounds of this language when we speak, and really mother tongue influences there, like in India, and we speak in our own style because there is a problem. There is an impact of our own mother tongue on English. So we should try whatever the means of procedures you told us. Acquiring any second language needs rigorous practice for anybody, maybe a student or teacher or anyone else, wherever he lives or works. And if he or she really lives in the language, surely he or she occupies it to his means fullest, I would say. So thank you so much. And now we have some participants. I don't know what happened. Professor is not there. Mr.
No,
Nimai, sir? He's not there. Okay. I don't know. Sonali ma'am tried so many times, but the second link. Yes, I have to create one more link for next session. Yes. Yes, any question, the audience, you please ask. Sir is there. So sir is there to guide us and help us to know more about language and English. Yes. Samir sir is there. Chitra and Prince Khosla. Yes.
Question. May I proceed?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
Sir, you did a wonderful presentation, and it was really informative about how one can improve his or her spoken language. But at the same time, sir, when a person learns that means initially he or she will have lots of problem in order to improve the fluency of the language. So how can one try in order to improve the fluency of the language?
Yes. Sorry, can you repeat this?
How can one improve in order to improve the fluency of the language?
Yeah. So fluency actually depends on the context. So if we get the context right, for example, here in our context in Odisha, we don't get actually much exposure to learning this language, that is English. And also we have a sort of uh, in some rural areas, we have some negative attitude towards English as well, because it erodes the mother tongue aspect and also the first language. That is why actually this is quite discouraged. So far as the learning mass is concerned, I mean, educationalists are concerned, in the urban areas, they actually try to get English right, because they know that English is a very good language and it provides employability. So fluency depends on the context of the language. For example, if we get to know about different news clippings and also newspapers, we will get to know this language better. So exposure is quite important in developing the fluency in pronunciation, and also a strong language attitude towards English language.
Yeah, at the same time, when we study in our local schools, village schools, at that time we listen of our own teachers who won't be good at their language. They will be mispronouncing so many words. But how we hear,
Right.
we learn like that. Okay, as we listen, so we learn the language. So that means there will be a particular, that means the pronunciations mistakes will be there, and that will be a bad impact for the newbies of learning the language once they go out and get settled in metropolitan cities like Bangalore, Delhi, or work in the corporate sectors, in the BPO sectors. So that is going to hamper the growth of the people who are learning the language from the village setup. So how can one improve
Definitely.
the pronunciation, as we have this geographical impacts that come once one starts learning the language?
So definitely, what you have told is quite right in our context. But at the same point of time, if we are teachers, then it is expected from us that we need to know our language better. So if we are English practitioners or English teacher, or English lecturer for that matter, we need to know our language first, right? And besides, besides, actually, I have given here in my presentation different exercises. For example, tongue twisters. For example, chunking and pacing of our own speaking and pronunciation activities. And also, we have different pairs of words like initial words, middle words, and final kinds of words where we have different types of sounds. And these kinds of actually techniques will definitely improve if we keep practicing these kinds of techniques. If we don't practice, that will not make you a perfect kind of or a better kind of English speaker. That I would say. Practice is the only solution. There is no any crash course in speaking or in pronunciation of English language.
Yeah, but I completely agree with you, sir. But at the same time, in village setup, it is very difficult to get one who can speak English fluently.
Yeah, that is why while addressing your first question, I told you that there should be a strong language attitude. There should be a madness in learning a language, be it English, be it any other language for that matter. So if there is no any madness, you cannot actually learn a particular language. For example, when I started learning this language during my graduation days, actually, I used to refer to dictionaries, not for the meaning, but for the pronunciation of that particular word. Right. So meaning you will get, okay, but pronunciation, that is quite crucial in order to actually speak a particular language, right? So there should be a madness, and whenever actually I encountered a different kind of a word, I used to actually refer to a dictionary, and I used to refer to IPA chart, that which sound is this exactly. I wanted to know, and I actually this way I practiced a lot. So this is my personal observation and personal kind of experiences that I am sharing right now. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yes, that is right. That is right. There is whatever you told, sir, to Samir. That is correct. One needs to be very, very passionate, because one day I happened to meet Dr. Ashok Mahapatra at Sambalpur University, and I happened to ask him about EFLU. He said he said me something in some. "तुमने जे करे net रे check करो." I still remember the statement he made to me. But now, when I watch his any program when he delivers a talk, he speaks the way he speaks. I feel that means his I cannot understand the language, the accent, and what he said. So I mean, he's from Sambalpur, this our area, but it is as sir told that it is because of his passion and the badness that
Yeah,
made him
yeah.
so today, whatever he is today. Yes, any other question? Udit sir is there. Nimai, Prince Khosla,
Yeah,
Chitra
Mr.
Sen,
Behra,
please
sir.
feel free to ask.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes,
Hello,
yes,
Mr.
sir.
Speaker.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Namaskar, sir. I want to ask you that if any new learner is there, so can he just learn the the English language or the fluency at the same time? Can he improve his pronunciation skills also? Means without learning more English or without speaking more English, can he improve his pronunciation skills? Or after learning the language
Yeah,
or after
it can
speaking
happen.
the language, he can.
No, it can
Yes, sir.
happen, but at a very young age. If you try this at a very young age, then this will happen. If you try,
Yeah.
I mean, any kind of thing, so far as language learning is concerned, at a very higher age, for example, after +2 or after graduation, this will take more time than if you try at a very young age. Because at a very young age, you have that kind of flexibility of your organs of speech. So you can actually articulate according to your own will, and you can also make these organs of speech trained in a particular language, right? So it will be very difficult for adult learners to learn this kind of fluency and pronunciation at the same time than a young learner. And apart from this,
Absolutely.
you have, apart from this, you have different sorts of filters in your mind. For example, if I commit some kinds of errors, for example, according to Stephen Krashen, you have a sort of error hypothesis kind of hypothesis, where you actually are afraid of committing errors at a very adult age, then at a very young age, right? So you will definitely learn a lot, and combinedly also fluency and pronunciation at the same point of time. Then, if you are trying at a very adult age.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
That
it
I
was
would,
nice. Again, I want to ask another question. That after learning the English, means if any speaker is there, he can speak more English, means fluently he can speak, but his pronunciation is not good. So can he do that thing exactly at the same time, even his age is older, or even he is the older person, and the same thing is just coming in his mind or his life, that to pronunciate the good thing or to pronunciate as native speaker. So do you think the age is a barrier to that person when he want to speak the native speaking English, or when he trying to speak it natively? So is it another aspect that you want to say?
An adult practitioner also can actually can make his or her pronunciation perfect, but it will take more time than a young learner, that I would say. And he can also definitely increase his fluency and pronunciation at the same point of time, but it will take quite longer than an adult, than a younger kind of a learner, that I would say.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Please ask your question.
Yes. Sir, actually, I have a question, sir. Sir, actually, sir, how do I will improve my listening skills and like that speaking skills, sir. Actually, what happens, sir? Sometimes I have watched a English video like that, English movies like that. So gradually I become bored. So how do I will improve my listening skills and my speaking skills in English, sir? Could you please guide me, sir?
So yeah. So to improve your listening skill, you need to actually listen carefully. If you are not listening carefully, then because this is your input, listening is your input, right? And if you are not listening properly, then your output, that will be speaking or reading or writing, those kinds of skills will not be actually improved. All right. So the very first step towards listening is listen carefully, or don't. If you are actually willing to learn something, then you need to listen carefully, and then you can move on to different other aspects of English. So simultaneously you can actually increase your vocabulary. Simultaneously you can actually watch different news clippings. You can also read newspapers. You can also read novels. All right, this way actually you can increase your vocabulary, and also while you are watching your video, you need to uh, switch your subtitles on. So this will actually enhance your coordination between the listening and also how they are speaking the same word, right? So this will actually increase your output. That will be your pronunciation or speaking. All right. I hope I have addressed your question.
Chitra-san is doing BA in English literature from GM
Okay.
College in distance
Cool,
mode.
cool.
This year.
I am from the same college, by the way. You can see my name there. In the title is
Mr. Nimay, Prince Khosla, please feel free to ask questions. Sir is there. We have some time.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Nimai. Good morning. Mhm. Mm, mm, mm. Mhm. Mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, so we have different types of Englishes, by the way. We have different
Yes.
types of Englishes. Okay, I would say Englishes, and I would stress on Englishes because we have international varieties of English. Like we have different varieties of Odia, different varieties of Hindi, different varieties of Telugu, Kannada, and all the official languages. We have different dialects, I would say, international dialects of English. For example, we have Indian English, we have African English, we have Australian English, we have American British English. So we need to know as to what English we are following. Got the point? So for example, we are following British English. So we need to know the rules of British English. All right. For example, we are following our American English. So we need to know about the rules of American English. So for example, the same word water, as you said. So in British English, it will be like water. All right. In water, so raw will be here silent. Similarly, we have in American English, which will be like water. Okay, water. So raw will be there, but this is not as silent as the British English. All right, and the become the. All right. So in British English, it is water, and in American English, it becomes water. All right. So raw will be there, and it will be like rolled, and also the becomes the. Similarly, uh, and African English will be different so far as the pronunciation of the same word is concerned. And Indian English is, water. we simply call water. So we go according to the spelling of that particular word, right? Not the pronunciation. We don't look at the pronunciation so far as Indian English is concerned. All right. So we need to first know as to which English we are following. All right. Accordingly, we need to know the rules and regulations of that particular language or dialect, I would say, international dialect of English. All right. it will be like khichdi. It will be a khichdi in a way. But it happens, by the way, it happens. Mhm. Yeah, I also follow a sort of a mixed accent of Indian and British accent. Okay, the same. I mean, both a mixture of an amalgamation of both these varieties. Because you cannot do that. I mean, quite perfectly.
Mr. Nima is always crazy about the accent. Let him go to California so that he can learn and talk to Kamala Harris and Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Sir, I have another question.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, see, as you said that we have different pronunciations of the different countries like UK, USA, Australia, then African countries. But at the same time, we learn the phonetics. That means when we learn the phonetics, in order to learn how to pronounce the word correctly, isn't it, sir?
Yeah.
In this context, how can, if in this context, one learns the language, the phonetics, that means which pronunciation is the accurate, whether it will be of the UK.
So, yeah, it's an interesting question, by the way. So it depends on language phonetics. All right. So, for example, Sambalpuri is not recognized because people are from the Odia speaking community who are in power. All right. Similarly, if you take into account this context of English at an international level, then you will get the situations right perfectly according to the situation of Odia and Sambalpuri here. So, since Europeans were actually colonizers, and they had actually colonized almost 75% of the world, okay, during imperialism and all, and that's why we would say that the Britishers actually have their prerogative here and arbitrariness here so far as English language is concerned. That is why they consider British pronunciation as the best and ideal pronunciation. All right, but since America has actually dominated for the last 200 years, okay, that is why American pronunciation is also considered as one of the standards of English pronunciation. So, and after this, actually, all of the nationalities, wherever English is spoken as a major language, they have actually made their own standards. For example, Indian standard is their Indian English. All right, we have African standard where we have African English. All right, we have Australian standard even. You might have heard of Ricky Ponting, right? The former Australian captain, Australian cricket captain. He speaks a different accent, which is quite incomprehensible by an Indian speaker like us, right? Similarly, if you look at Fleming, Alexander Fleming, and all, there were very variety of people who actually speak different types of accents. Okay, different types of Englishes. All right. Okay, I hope I have addressed your question, Samir sir.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Prince Kosla here, sir.
Yeah. Why not?
Sir. Yeah.
Prince Kosla. Okay.
Yeah. Sir, actually, my question is, what is a specific way that you can express to the people that you are a good speaker?
You don't have to express, okay?
No,
it will be expressed
sometimes
through your pronunciation, through your knowledge, through your aura that you will have with your personality. So if you have a good speaking capability, or if you have a good knowledge of English, or if you have a fluency, then it will be visible from your personality when you communicate to them. You don't have to express. It will be automatically expressed.
Yeah, sometimes we get nervous and we start shaking our body.
So the stage fear will be automatically evaporated from your personality when you keep on practicing. Practice is the only solution and also option available for everybody.
Yes, that is true. Yes, that is true.
So there is no any crash course for that. Yeah.
And as Pitambar sir told Mr. Prince, you can also be Dr. Tharoor or Harsh Bhogle in your
Yes,
future,
why not?
your own standard. If you practice from today onwards, and if you really do it with passion and perseverance, it's not a big thing. So may I please request Udit sir to propose vote of thanks to sir and everybody. Udit sir, can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you,
Yeah,
Minister.
please. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Behra sir, Pitambar Behra sir. Thank you so much for presenting your presentation here. So it was really very nice presentation that you did well here. So what you chosen the topic pronunciation, it was very effective that the participants must have learned many things from your presentation, that you touched many things. You did touch communication in English. You did give very better example. I can say the epitome of the communication, that was the telephonic communication. Then you also you also presented pronunciation barriers, the different barriers. Yeah. And also you tried to touch the students the techniques of improving English and pronunciation. Again, you also taught the finding out the syllables, the stress, and also how to twisting the tongue, and about the chanting. So all these things were really very nice, and perhaps all the students, the participants, they have received it. They have got these things from you. So thank you so much for accepting the invitation and presenting your presentation here. So I offer my thanks to you from my core of heart. Your presentation was really very effective, and it was exuberant of the informative, right? So I offer my thanks on behalf of Manoj Spoken English Institution. So thank you so much, sir. As well as I will offer my thanks to the participants, those who just offered their time, the valuable time, and they attended the session to make it fruitful and successful. And perhaps they also learned many things from the speaker that he presented here. So the speaker's presentation and his valuable time, what he just made the presentation and what he presented here, that was really commendable. So I thanks to all the participants, the speaker, the chief guest of today's session, as well as I will offer my vote of thanks to the keynote speaker that we missed right now. Somehow there was some problem. I think the technical issue went there. So Miss Dr. Sonali Chakraborty is not present here, but I would like to offer my vote of thanks towards her, that she gave her consent to be presented here, and